Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. This could be the final video of this year on my channel before we kick off a huge 2024, which should be absolutely brilliant. I'm very excited to be riding this bike behind me, the Mondraker Super Foxy R, into 2024 and probably beyond. So today's talk is my top 5 favorite rides of 2023, and we have been on a huge journey this year, but I had to narrow this down to 5, which was quite hard because I've done quite a lot. These are not necessarily in any particular order, but I think number 1 does stand out a little bit more than the rest. So I've got a list here. Number 5, or my first one I want to talk about, is UKI Mountain Bike Park. Now this place only opened this year. I think it was mid-year, or might have been a bit later than that, sometime around August. I feel like that's the correct timeline. This place was so sick. Like, UKI was built by Trailworks, who is very well known in the SEQ area as the flow champs, flow building gods, the jump building gods, the berm building gods, you know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the best flow parks I've ridden, and the dirt there was just pristine. It's not too far, UKI is not too far from Ballina. I think it might be a bit closer than Ballina, so it's only like an hour and a half drive, if that, from the Gold Coast. So it's not that far for you guys at the GC, or even if you're in Brisbane, not that far of a drive, and it is really worth that drive indeed. UKI has so many good trails. They're all really fun, flowy jumps, some small jumps on the greens, like a pump track downhill style thing. I think it's called full rolling, and that was like a pump track downhill style trail for your kids, even adults, just to learn pumping is really cool, and nice jumps. There's little jumps throughout. And then you go right through the blues, which are really cool. It goes in and out the forest. The dirt is, like I said before, just pristine. It's so nice, beautiful clay, real grippy. Don't ride there in the wet, not a good idea. And you go through the blues, they're really fun, and then you make your way to Blackjack, and Blackjack is a black diamond trail with very large gap jumps. Now you can roll them if you're going slow enough, but they are quite large. However, they do have case pads, like tabletop landings, on pretty much all of them, I think most of the way through. And the big jumps start at the start really, and then they get progressively smaller as you go down the hill, but there's still some big ones in the forest. You enter that forest and there's like huge drops, scary as shit if you're going too quick and you don't know what you're in for. So definitely I'd suggest doing a slight run through Blackjack first. Yeah, the whole mountain bike park is just really fun. I'd highly recommend going there. The car park is small though, so you might need to get there pretty early in the day to get a good park, or you're parking out on the road, which is like 2 k's away. So yeah, the climb isn't too bad either. UKI Mountain Bike Park, high on the list, was one of the faves this year. And also all the boys I got to ride with that day was super fun, and we had a best time. So UKI Mountain Bike Park, make sure you put that on your list. So this next one is Boomers. Well, we've been there a few times this year to Boomerang Farm Bike Park, of course, but this one time in particular I did majority of the top half of Big Line, and this day was just phenomenal. Like, I went there with expectations of doing Big Line, so I was real worried about it. The video shows my emotions completely. The way I've talked through it is completely how I felt. Obviously that video was recorded post me doing it, of course, otherwise there wouldn't be any reason to record it, I guess. But all of that was very realistic and proper serious, the emotions I had to do Big Line. But the reason this Boomers trip was obviously a big time for this year for me and for the channel was doing majority of Big Line. And when I say majority, I did the top half that was open. I don't think I would have went any further anyway. The jumps I did do, the biggest one was 12 meters, which was not the road gap. The bigger one was actually before the road gap, which is kind of weird. It's like a meter bigger. I went and measured them in another video, which is on the channel. You can go find that one. Yeah, that day was really fun. We rode like the normal stuff, and then Stu and Jack just decided to send it in the Big Line, and then they did it, and I couldn't believe it. So we went back up. I followed them in again. They went again, did it the second time, I think. And I was like, righto. I stopped at the top, and I was like, okay, here we go. I waited there for them. They came back up, and I was like, all right, I'll just follow you in, and away we went. And you'll see right now. Thanks. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. That's enough for me. Yeah, we made it happen. I didn't go any further. The guys did do that Sidewinder gap as well. I'm pretty sure they did do that, and that one's bigger again. But yeah, that day was just so great. Big accomplishment for me, big accomplishment for the guys as well, and a huge step in a new direction of confidence for riding jumps. And obviously I've had a few bad times at Boomers this year with the crash. Only one bad time, but next year we're going to be doing way more Boomers trips. I'm very, very excited for next year at Boomers. So Boomers, you know, obviously you all know about it and you want to get there, but so good. Next one was a planned trip, and it was in Japan. So my partner and I, this was our first ever international trip anywhere. This year 2023, I'm 28, she's 26, and we've never had a passport before. So we got passports this year, and we're like, righto, we're doing something, we're going overseas. And this was like a huge thing for us in general, just to get passports and go overseas. It was very, very cool. I still can't believe we did it. It's that phenomenal for us, because just where we grew up, no one necessarily went overseas, and we didn't have an international airport anywhere nearby, basically, and our families didn't travel. Like, we weren't overseas travelers, and it's something I always wanted to do, she wanted to do. So this year I made it happen. I said, we're doing this, and we made it happen. And we went to Tokyo, which was absolutely cool. I absolutely love Tokyo. I still haven't made the vlog. We filmed a bit of a vlog there. I filmed quite a lot of clips. I think there's like 200 clips, but it's going to be very hard to piece that together. I've started working on some script. It's going to be very hard. But where the mountain biking comes in, on our 4th day, I already booked in Fujimi Panorama Mountain Bike Park, which is about 2 or 3 hours train ride on one of them fast trains from Tokyo City. So that was quite a distance, but we got to see all the outskirts of Japan, the outskirts of Tokyo, all the cool stuff out there, which is just so sick. I'm so glad we did it. Like, I'm so glad we got to go out there, and she's very happy she got to go out there as well. And the mountain bike park was quite fun. It was 1,200 meters of elevation drop, which is the most I've ever done, and it was like 7Ks or something like that, and that place was really fun. Fujimi, I would put it on your list if you're in Japan, but I don't think I'd recommend it if you're just going there for a one-off riding trip. I don't think there's enough in Japan at the moment to warrant doing that, sadly, but hopefully maybe it changes. That bike park was still really fun though. It was very different, very raw, sketchy. The routes were slippery. That I crashed twice, of course, which I'll put in now. And yeah, Fujimi Mountain Bike Park was really fun, and Tokyo was just, I absolutely love Tokyo, and just the Japanese people and the food, the culture, the respect. It was just, yeah, just a place that was so different to Australia in so many good ways. Yeah, I am so excited to go back eventually, but obviously we're going to go somewhere else this year, or next year, sorry. So yeah, Fujimi Mountain Bike Park and Tokyo was like a huge part of this year. Okay, next one is a huge one for mountain biking in Australia, a place that's probably on everyone's destination list as a must-do. Blue Derby Mountain Bike Park down in Tasmania. Not far out from Launceston is a place called Derby. It's very small. There's only like 200 people that live there, I think, maybe more or less, but it's very close to that amount. They held the World Series there this year, one of the stops, which is just unreal. There would have been probably like 4 times the population there in that week, let alone, you know, what's normally there. And the place is so small, but the amount of mountain bike trails there is absolutely unreal. And the trails there are absolutely amazing. All built by World Trail, from what I believe. Oh, Derby was just phenomenal. I went there and I think it was around May. It was getting a bit cool. Probably like 9-10 degrees, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I had to wear a jacket the whole time. It was very cold, a little bit wet. It didn't rain when I rode though, which was great. It just rained the day before, so everything was still quite wet, but that made it grippy. I only had one day in Derby, which was not enough. Seriously, I did the first 13 Ks of the Bay of Fires trail, which was very worth it, but the most part I really enjoyed from Derby was actually riding Derby, and we did Black Stump trails for the rest of the day. So I'd suggest going there for at least a week or 3 or 4 days minimum if you're going to go to Derby and ride, because the place is just so big. There's so much there, so many trails, and they're all so fun. Like, just, I wish I got to ride there more for longer. Another day I think would have been pristine. But yeah, the Bay of Fires was really fun. I used Vertigo shuttles for all my shuttles that time, and they were really good. I also hired a bike through them, which was a specialized Stumpy Evo, not an e-bike. I think it's just an Evo enduro bike or something like that. It was a 29er, so it was one of my first times on a 29er as well, which is cool. And yeah, we did Ayugarn, probably the best trail there, the best flow jump trail, and Detonate, which was just phenomenal black diamond or double black diamond trail. That trail was so sick. I did the thread the needle gap feature thing, which I'll put in right now, which was just phenomenal. I can't believe Derby is so amazing. Also, my time there with my partner was very fun too. We spent 3 days in Tassie and 1 day in Derby, of course, and then the other 2 exploring Tassie. We didn't have much time there, but we went to Hobart and stuff as well, which was really cool to see. Mount Wellington was sick. But yeah, Derby is a must on anyone's list, and I can't stress how good it is. So yeah, Derby, huge time this year. And next year, Medina. I'm gonna try and make that happen. So yeah. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about from this year that was really like a big part of the year was confidence building at my local pirate trail system. So you would have seen a lot of videos this year of me riding some steep stuff, some sketchy stuff, all those type of things here in Toowoomba. Obviously I'm not going to say where they are because they're all pirate illegal trails, but they were just the best part of this year. I think riding with the boys, learning steep skills, learning steep tight corners, progressing my skills as a rider, and having to relearn some things after I crashed and all that type of stuff. But that would have to be the biggest part of this year, was riding with the boys at these specific trails and just learning and having a great time. Like these trails we still ride every week now if we can, if it's not wet. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. It's so fun. I've really come accustomed to these type of trails and I want to really get better at them again. So next year, and obviously the end of this year, that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and complete the more difficult ones, which are more steep, believe it or not. They're even more steep than the ones we've done, and that is the goal, to complete these other trails with no feet down, or just try and get real good at them. I've been told by one of our mates that always rides Medina and Derby that if you can ride these steep trails, then you're going to be pretty well off in Medina on their steep trails, because it gets real serious there on the black diamonds and whatnot. And I was like, okay, that's our goal then. We need to complete these steep trails in the pirate sections and stuff and just ride them a lot and try and get real good at them. And we've definitely progressed a lot this year, because last year I couldn't ride them. All the corners I was too scared to try, and this bike helped now that I've got it set up better. And yeah, I think this would be the pinnacle of this year on the channel, riding those trails, having so much fun and really just enjoying it. Like, yeah, I think that stumps everything else, just riding with the boys, having a good time and progressing the skills. Like the Boomers Big Line was huge, Derby was huge, Tokyo was nuts. Obviously UKI was really fun, but I think riding the local pirate trails and progressing skills was just the best part of this year. And I'm so thankful for everyone who's been a part of it, all my mates that I've made this year, all the guys that we've been, that have featured on the channel. I'd love to give back to everyone that's been a part of the channel this year and stuff, and I hope I do in some way next year. Yeah, just really, really thankful for everyone who's joined the channel this year, subscribed, liked videos, commented. I am so stoked everyone's enjoying it and stuff like that. I don't get that many dislikes at the moment, so you should like this video. But if you really do want to help the channel, just leave a like on all the videos if they're good. Like obviously if they're not good, don't leave a like, but yeah, just comment. It makes a huge difference in the algorithm if you leave a comment. For some reason YouTube loves that type of thing, leaving comments, leaving likes. Everything helps spread the videos to more people. But the last 3 months we've been really progressing well. I think I've gained, 6 months, I've gained over 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. Like this time last year I was still only at like 1,400, which was stoked. I was stoked with. I couldn't believe how fast we've grown. But yeah, I am very, very thankful to everyone who's been a part of this year. My partner, of course, she's been awesome, very supportive and thankful. I'm very thankful to have her in my life, and to have everyone else who I ride with daily and weekly. You guys have been a huge part of this journey, and I hope we can continue this journey together and push it further. Like next year is going to be crazy. If you haven't seen that video of next year's plans, go have a look in the description. I'll leave it down there. But next year will be a big year for us, and hopefully we can keep this YouTube journey grinding until we get to a place where we can do it full time. That is the goal. I'd love to try that. And yeah, anyways, very thankful. Hopefully you enjoyed this video of us recapping the year. It's been big. I've had a lot of big crashes, a lot of injuries, but the goods outweigh the bads. They generally always do. So anyways, if you thought this video was very, good, I'm very thankful for all of you to be here and to make it this far in the video. I'm very thankful as well. But yeah, as always, cheers, legends, peace.